Ready to roll, Jack in the back on another episode of the Colin Thompson Show. Yes, I'm your host, Colin Thompson. That is my partner in crime, Jack in the back. Thank you to Jack. Thank you to everyone else here at our family at Not For Long Media. We have an awesome team here at Not For Long, and they keep this thing ticking and moving. We have multiple podcasts, platforms, YouTube, TikTok, all these different things, website. You can buy apparel. Again, I can't thank you guys enough because without you guys, we are not rocking and rolling. As the sun shines in here after a rainy weekend in Carolina, a rainy weekend really across the country. Those in Florida, primarily the West Coast, southern West Coast, are in our thoughts and prayers. Obviously, a horrible storm that hit really all of South Florida from Key West all the way up to the Tampa area and up through Orlando and up through, really the Carolinas. We didn't get much more than some rain and some wind, but nothing really that significant. But those that lost their homes, those that have lost loved ones, you are in our thoughts and prayers. We'll do something here, some fundraising. We'll figure out what that is, but we'll support a bunch of different things here, Not For Long, and we'll find a way to support the cause of helping those, especially those that lost a lot of things, but again, supporting the first responders that are going down into it. I wore the Coast Guard, hoodie that I always wear into the game this weekend to just kind of maybe bring some light to it. And to thank them, the first responders that are going into this. Those first responders live in those towns too, and they lost a lot of things, but they're, putting the community in front of family and all these things. So thank you to you guys. Thank you to everybody that's going kind of towards the disaster, because I know how sad and how just tough it is. So thank you. That's all we can say here at Not For Long Media. Thank you. And for those that are, ailing, we hope, we pray that good things are on the horizon. Good things are on the horizon. So, Jack, on a lighter note, how was your weekend? Your Eagles won, your Panthers lost, but you enjoy the Eagles game?
Yeah, it was a great game. Classic rainy weather. I mean, any game that has the elements in it is just fun to watch. It's the element of surprise with the snow, with the rain. The ball could get loose at any moment, no matter how great that person is. Their ball security, anything adds another element to it. So it's really fun to watch these rainy, snowy games. So it was fun to watch in Philly. It was pouring rain. Trevor Lawrence, I think, had like 4 fumbles. The Eagles might have had another 1 or 2 to go along with that as well. So that was good. But it had been raining here all weekend. Had to work a soccer game at the lovely Penn State Abington, but was able to it had to be the warmest parka I've worn in my life. They had one like those like really fancy Nike, like almost like the ones like the quarterbacks have on the sidelines.
Did you take
it,
Jack?
I wish I could, but they got inventory on these things. It's like a library book. You got to check it in and check it out. But I was the warmest I'd been in my life. It was incredible. So
you look cool. You were warm.
Exactly. You can't beat it.
I'm surprised it didn't get feet, Jack. I'm surprised it didn't get feet. I'm surprised you weren't walking out that thing. But you're right. Listen.
Well, I did get this. This is like, I got this today. It's like a nice little Nike Tech jacket, like almost like the NBA warm-ups.
Hair out the back, wood lacrosse hat on. You look good, Jack. You look sharp. You look, like you're ready to rock and roll, bud. It's good to see. Good to see. Obviously, a tough loss for us in Carolina this weekend. We'll keep plugging away. We have a good football team. Had to play better, point blank period. And, I've been banged up dealing with some injuries. And the guys are out there battling. I miss playing dearly, but it's just kind of part of the game. But we'll be back this week. We play the Niners, who are playing Monday night, a really good football team. So the NFL, man, it is a challenge, and we'll continue to grind, and we will get better. We have one of my teammates coming on today, former Temple Owl teammate and now Carolina Panther teammate Matt Ioannidis will be joining us. We had Matt on during training camp, and just an awesome guy. A great interview, a fun interview, a laid-back interview. We had some technical difficulties, but Jack and Justin freaking make it sound like there was nothing that went wrong. It is smooth. It is clean. You can watch it on YouTube, guys. You can watch this intro live on YouTube or Twitter if you're watching live right now. Thank you. But also you can, watch all our stuff on YouTube. I think that's what it's kind of something that we do here that's a little bit unique. A lot of people are doing it now, but it's still unique. You can find us all on YouTube. You can find us all on anywhere you watch it, but you can actually watch us interact and talk. A very visual show as much as we can. But Matt's joining us. Matt was a 5th-round pick in 2016 by the Washington Redskins at the time, now Commanders. Flemington, New Jersey, goes to Temple. Not a huge recruit. Played defensive line. Wore a single digit. Holds probably records at Temple for a lot of different things. Tackle, sacks, who knows. But the guy's an absolute stud. He's a beast. He's had like 99 strength ratings on Madden. 6'3", 310. Just built out of marble. Just a big dude. And become a great friend. And just happy that he's here with us in Carolina. He's awesome. He's had Pro Bowl votes. He's had big games in Washington over the years, playing behind, Payne and Allen there, 2 first-round picks, and Matt was a stud, signed a second contract with them, third contract here with us in Carolina. So Matt's an absolute great leader, great person, great friend, and just had a fun, laid-back interview, just getting to know Matt a little bit personally. He's a father, just a really unique guy. So hope you guys enjoy the Matt Ioannidis interview. You know that. Before we get into it, though, we got to get into all the different segments this week. Jack, who do the Eagles have this week? Your Eagles, who do they play?
I believe they have the Arizona Cardinals this week.
The
They're
Arizona
on the road
Cardinals
in Arizona, facing off against former teammate Zach Ertz and then Kyler Murray, all that fun guys that you saw this past Sunday. But yeah.
Wow, Doug Peterson, Jason Kelsey hugging it out. Philly media loves that, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it was very stark contrast. I think also that just being the Super Bowl and having a statue outside helped a lot, but it was miles difference between the chatter between Carson and Doug's returns, especially with how both went out. I mean, Doug went out very unceremoniously amongst the media for trying to keep Press Taylor. The main thing was keep trying to promote Press Taylor and kind of keep his guys in line with his coordinators. And he got trashed for that by the media when he left Philly. And he came back in as a hero, needed change of scenery, all that sort of stuff. So they changed their tune how they should have. But again, it's very two-sided with that and how it initially ended.
Once you're under the bus, Jack, you're under it for life. Now, Philly media, I said last week, I was, and even my buddy Mark Fargetta, he got called out in the show in a funny way, of course, more like, he was shocked that people were like, that players said they miss Carson Wentz. I just think that stigma that I just hate that, that stigma of like players don't like him, or he wasn't a team guy, or whatever it was, or he wasn't a good leader, or he wasn't a good player in Philly. Yes, there were some things I'm sure he would want back, and the fans would want back. But the guy was MVP. That's not by mistake. The guy's got it going on. Obviously, he's had some road bumps, but he's still a great player. I still believe that he can do it. But, I'm not in that position, Jack. That's above my pay grade, so I don't need to make those decisions, thankfully. But, yeah. Okay, Arizona, yeah, that's going to be a good game. Arizona's a good football team. Eagles are a good football team, so it's going to be a great game. But my matchup for this week, Jack, I just was scrolling through looking at the matchups at the games. There's a lot going on. The Bengals-Ravens game it's like kind of the game, the matchup of the week for me this week. Brought to you by Wealth Advisory Services. If you don't know them, you should. Located in Doylestown, Bucks County. So the Bengals-Ravens game's a matchup for me. I also like Mike McGlinchey for the 49ers versus Brian Burns in our pass rush. Mike McGlinchey's a local product of the Bucks County area. And Mike played at Penn Charter, played for the Bucksmont Saints, and then went on to Notre Dame. So I'm looking forward to seeing Mike this weekend. But against Brian Burns and our pass rush and that Niners offensive line and how they run their scheme versus our defensive line and our defense, which is really good. Again, a matchup made in heaven is when you need help with your finances and you're trying to figure it out, or just some guidance. Really not even help, but just some guidance. We all need it. Wealth Advisory Services, Paul and Dave and their team, over 100 years of experiences. Again, Doylestown, Cape May, New Jersey, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. They have you covered for the local area, and they work with people across the country. WealthAdvisoryServices.com. Check them out on Facebook as well. Awesome little nuggets on there they share. But again, I got off the phone with Paul today talking about the market and talking about what's ahead and what's to come, what has happened in the past to project the future. There's no better matchup than matching yourself up with the proper financial planning, 401k, retirement, working with your business. Tax season, they're huge. Check them out. Like I said, Paul and David, Wealth Advisory Services, the perfect matchup for us here at Not For Long Media and me. They've been working with me for years now, and my family. They've been awesome. So my two matchups this week, 3, Wealth Advisory Services and Not For Long Media, Bengals and the Ravens game. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. I know it's more of a broader approach, but I'm not going to sit here and say the Bengals defense versus the Ravens offense, because they both have great offenses. They both have great defenses. They're both playoff type teams, Super Bowl type teams, great atmospheres on the road. All of them have, great home field advantage. That AFC North has awesome home fields. So they're my matchups for this week. I know I sprung it on you late, Jack, but is there anything in your head that you're looking at the slate here and you're saying, I'm looking forward to watching this weekend?
I think the Bengals Ravens, like you said, is pretty much the main one that jumps out to me this week. I mean, that's just such a good game. But I mean, looking at the rest of the slate, Dolphins, Jets, I think that's going to be a good one. Even though everybody kind of has slept on the Jets a little bit, I think it's just divisional matchups. There's always that uncertainty to it. I really think that'll be a good one. Kenny Pickett's NFL first start. I mean, he made his debut this past weekend, but his first actual start in the league will be a great game to watch. And I mean, Raiders, Chiefs. I mean, the Raiders, they're 1-3, but I don't feel like their record really reflects how good of a team they actually are. Get another divisional matchup. But specific player-wise, I really don't have one, but there's definitely a lot of good team matchups this week.
Yeah, it's great games. I'm looking forward to our game versus the Niners. They have an unbelievable offense, unbelievable defense. They do a lot of really fun stuff. So looking forward to the prep for the Niners. Really excited for that. So listen, we got Bus One is back, Jack. And this is a guy that's going to be on Bus One this week, brought to you by Fudge Kitchen, the original Fudge Kitchen. If you don't know him, you should. Again, just like Wealth Advisory Services, if you don't know him, you should. But Fudge Kitchen, the original Fudge Kitchen, fudgekitchens.com, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Love their product. It is the best. Just like this guy that's going to be joining us at Bus One this week, Pat McAfee, the Bus One member this week here at the Colin Thompson Show, brought to you by Not For Long Media. A few months ago, he signed a 4-year, $120 million deal, to work for a gambling site, really, FanDuel. He is absolutely killing it. He has his own personal studio now, custom studio, and he is absolutely crushing it on College Game Day. Absolutely crushing it on College Game Day. Just like I'm going to crush some fudge, brought to you by the original Fudge Kitchen, fudgekitchens.com. When we get that shipped down here, it is coming this week for the boys, Jack. I shipped it easy. Boom. They make it. It sits a little bit. It gets shipped right in the box. USPS, boom, on the way right to your front door. Providing, just like Pat McAfee used to provide, dropping bombs, punting the ball all over NFL stadiums. He's our Bus One member this week for me. I mean, the guy is an absolute stud. And here's why. He has paved the way for people like myself. He has paved the way for people that are different than the mold, have the tie, have the suit, look a certain way, talk like this, welcome to the game, here are my thoughts, play good defense, don't turn the ball over. Pat's like, no, special teams, throw the ball, do this, do that, boisterous, fun, brings all these different flavors, just like the original Fudge Kitchen, dozens of flavors of fudge, different flavors and different juice to College Game Day. Right. There are probably some people that are going to be shuffled in and out of College Game Day, and he's going to stay because he's a beacon. He is the best that money can buy, and everyone's throwing everything they can at the guy because he is the best in the business. He's the next guy up. That's like safe, that didn't, go to Barstool or didn't go this or didn't do something wrong. Pat has been relatively clear, clean. He's the next guy moving up in this business. And is an absolute just stud and a workhorse. And Pat McAfee, Bus One member. Pat is an absolute stud. Jack, what do you think about Pat McAfee? I mean, he's kind of different. He's changed the media world a little bit. He's added some different flair to it.
I really admire his work ethic. Like it's insane. Like you see College Game Day. His shows, I think, is 3 hours every day. He's got like his own broadcast of College Game Day. He's got WWE he's been doing. I mean, this man is flying.
He has his own broadcast this week, too. You're right, Jack. He had his own broadcast of a game. But the thing is, they were too zoomed out. You couldn't see it. Like when you watch the Peyton cast, you could see everybody. He had too many guys. But they'll fix that. That's okay. I'm just a huge fan, right, man? I mean, kills it. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but yeah, absolutely. He's tremendous. He's somebody I think everybody in this industry aspires to be, with just his energy, his knowledge combined with like humor and just overall, like I said, work ethic is just insane. Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for any better mixture of talent.
He is spicing it up. I think it's getting a little stale, right? Like when Tony Romo came on the scene, everyone was like, whoa, who's this? Which is great. It's awesome because that's how players talk to each other during games. That's how, if you're with someone who plays in the league or played in the league or has knowledge of football, can talk during a game about matchups and different things and what's actually happening instead of just watching the quarterback. That's why we like the matchup segment, right? We brought matchup segment brought to you by Wealth Advisory Services. We talked about Mike McGlinchey versus Brian Burns, like two top 100 type players in the NFL going at it. There's just a lot to unpack really with what's going on. And Pat is like just bringing it. He really is. He's the future. He's the future of this industry, especially for the guys that are, not going to sit here with the tie and the top button. He's going to let it rip, let it fly, big belt buckle kind of guy. He's a stud. So, hey, if there's a bus one, there's got to be somebody under the bus, Jack. And Under the Bus is brought to you by Mi Amici, located in Mooresville, North Carolina, just right outside of Charlotte. It's the best Italian food in the entire area, period. We all like Italian food. Mi Amici, the best Italian food in the area by far. We go there multiple days a week. We'll be going tomorrow night. They're closed on Mondays, but they're open 6 days a week. We went for brunch this weekend because we had the 4:00 game. So I snuck in with my wife and had a little bite to eat. Unbelievable. They have unique things on the menu, which are from like Utica, New York. Utica greens is my favorite thing. And they just have just a lot of different things. Nick is a character. The ownership is present on property all the time. It's a good family business. I absolutely love it there. The best pancakes in town too. Argue that. They're very good. So Under the Bus, brought to you by Mi Amici, best Italian food in Charlotte. We're going to throw the great Nick Saban, a man I have the ability. I've been fortunate enough to get recruited by and have a relationship that he does not remember me, but we talked a couple times on the phone. A man that I have praised on here at length, because I think he's the greatest college football coach of all time. He's going to probably be top 3 football coaches of all time. The guy's an absolute machine. I root for Bama. I root for, let me say this. I root for franchises. I wanted Tampa Bay Lightning to win 3 cups in a row. I want Bama to win the title every year. Like, I don't care about parity, because to me, it's like everyone should be competing with them. It makes college football better when they actually win every year. That's my opinion, or at least they're in the final. I don't believe in we get bored with it, because it's like, well, if you're a really football fan, then good football is what they do. So Under the Bus this week, Nick Saban. I did not like, and our group text, Jack, did not like, you sent this to the group, Nick Saban's remarks on CBS Sports. He just pretty much, the lady who was the reporter said, your quarterback went down. Tell me how your team responded. And Nick kind of barked back and said, I don't want to talk about our quarterback. I want to talk about our team. So he kind of ripped another reporter. He kind of has an interesting relationship with the media. He gives a great quote, but sometimes the media rubs him wrong, preconceived, it seems like. He had some issues with Maria Taylor back in the day with the Tua stuff, and who's going to be the starter, who's not, him or Jalen Hurts. So all the quarterback stuff always creates a little controversy to him. I think he wants the team to have a little more love, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I saw at the end of the day, I feel like I saw a quote that I feel like it makes sense, but it still doesn't excuse how he's acted. It was like he didn't hear all the questions because it's so loud in Tuscaloosa or wherever the game was, where he just heard Bryce Young and automatically assumed it was just about his health and nothing about the actual team or the actual purpose of the question. Still doesn't excuse how he reacted, but I mean, maybe that's why, but still, it was, I didn't like how it played out.
Yeah. Not a good look, but it is what it is. It's a part of it. He probably gets asked the same question all the time. He gets absolutely sick of it. So Mi Amici, our sponsor for the Under the Bus segment here. Oh man, take me on a bus right now, Jack. Take me to Mi Amici, right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, the best place for Italian. They cater, come right to your house, set it up. Like I said, we did a whole catering thing at CMAX, and Nick came out and set up an unbelievable spread for the boys. So Mi Amici, Mooresville, North Carolina. Under the Bus, Nick Saban. Sorry, buddy. Pour some out. We're pouring some sleep out, Jack. Promo code Colin. Get some sleep. The best sleep product on the market. That's promo code Colin, COLIN. The best sleep market. The sleep product on the market. Get some sleep. Paul Crest, another guy who recruited me through the recruiting process at Wisconsin. Developed a little bit of a relationship with him. He was the OC at the time, I believe, behind Brent Bielema, who was the head coach. Really sad to see. This is a guy who's had a ton of success at Wisconsin year after year. Jack said it earlier, like 9 wins every year, 8, 10 wins every year, like big bowl games, Rose Bowls, great NFL players, offensive linemen, running backs, quarterbacks. the Watt brothers, right? They've had a lot of really good players come through there, and there's a consistency and there's a standard. Paul Chris gets let go. Buyout is going to be 8 digits.
16 million, I think is what it was.
16 million. So we'll pour some out. We're not going to pour a ton out for you, Paul, but we'll pour some out because you hate to see people get let go. Jeff Collins last week, now Paul Chris this week. Pour some sleep out. Again, the best sleep product on the market by far. Saved my career when I was on a slide, not sleeping great. The only way you really recover from anything, soreness, pain, fatigue, back pain, all these things, is really sleep. How do you get sleep? Get in a rhythm, get some sleep involved. Check them out, guys. All natural stuff. I absolutely love it. Get some sleep, promo code Colin. So, Paul Chris, we're going to pour some out for you, buddy. Best of luck with what's next. He'll have opportunities. This is a guy who's been a head coach at Pitt and went back to Wisconsin, I believe. He's had a ton of success as a coach. There'll be plenty of job opportunities for Paul, and he'll have plenty of money to sit around and think about it with for the next year when he makes his decision. Okay, Jack, bar of the week, brought to you by SeatGeek. A lot of events going on, guys. Punch in that promo code Colin Thompson, COLINTHOMPSON. A lot of events. We got football season, hockey season's coming up. We got preseason hockey on TV. I couldn't believe it. There's just a lot going on.
Preseason basketball tonight. Sixers are on tonight.
Oh, Jesus. Poor Jack. You got NBA teams losing to G League teams. The Suns lost to their, I think, their G League team. So, not good look. But
it was Australian. It was the NPL. It wasn't. It was 38ers, I think is what their name is.
The boys were playing from Australia. Yeah. So, for me, there's a lot to do in the fall, right? The sport. Obviously, I'm playing in the fall, so I don't get to enjoy it, but I get to enjoy playing, which is even better. But if you don't, you got to go to a game, right? Punch in that promo code Colin Thompson. Our bar of the week is brought to you by SeatGeek. Pop into a bar of the week, pop into a game, punch that promo code in. We'll get you some money off, a little discount, $20 off your purchase, $50 or more, Jack. I got it right. This week. Okay, we got playoff baseball coming too. Oof. You think Judge is going to break the record, Jack?
I don't know. Everybody's afraid to pitch it to him. I feel like I'm like
he's got another week, right?
What's that?
He's got another couple of games, 5 games probably.
I think so. I'm like the 7th most qualified person to talk about baseball, not for long. I'm like, sorry. All of my questions and my opinions are just based off whatever JA tells me about baseball.
He's a smart man. He knows baseball. Breaking Bats, guys. Check out our baseball podcast with Brian O'Grady. Fantastic stuff. Bar of the week this week, brought to you by SeatGeek. It's Frenchie's, guys. It is Frenchie's on the beach in Clearwater Beach, Florida. North Clearwater Beach. Absolutely love it up there. Had to shout out the Gulf Coast, the West Coast of Florida for what they went through. Had to talk about a bar out there. Shout out to Brother Wilkes for putting it in my head to do it. And it's good work by you, a loyal listener. And had to go with the bar of the week by SeatGeek. That is Frenchie's. This is a really cool place to go to. It is literally right on the sand. Right on the sand. You walk out of the bar, you're right on the beach. You got the volleyball courts there. The parking lot's right next to it. You can park, walk in, get a bite to eat, get a cold beer, hang out. They're famous for their grouper sandwich. It's going to be the best grouper sandwich you ever had. Awesome ambiance. You can't beat it. It's got a fantastic store. Fantastic score for us here at the Colin Thompson Show. But it's a great place to go, whether you're there on spring break or you want to just go and grab a quick bite to eat and get a great meal, or you just want to hang out and have drinks. The bartenders are fantastic. The people are great. It's a good little mix of maybe some tourists and some locals. It's got everything you want. It's got everything you want more. Frenchie's, the one on the beach, fantastic place. Food and ambiance, 5. I love their meal, and you can't beat looking out and being right on the sand. You literally cannot beat it. You're 100 yards in the water. Can't beat that. So food and ambiance, 5 out of 5. TVs, 3 out of 5. I don't know. I'm not going there to watch the game. They have TVs there. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going there to be at the beach, be in the moment, be in the present. So it's okay. It's a knock, but it's a bad grading service on me. It's more of a bad score. We shouldn't count the TVs, but we have to, Jack. We got to be fair around here. Food and ambiance, 5 out of 5. TV, 3 out of 5. Beers, 4 out of 5. A great score for Frenchie's. And then the service was a 4 out of 5 too. So awesome place, a killer bar that has a killer atmosphere and some great people. And again, anything we can do to help those down there in need in West Florida that are going through, we are thinking about you guys. So, and overall, 16 out of 20, Jack, 16 out of 20 for our bar of the week, brought to you by SeatGeek. Promo code Colin Thompson when you're going to a game, $20 off your tickets. Frenchies on the beach with a 16 out of 20 score. Guys, that is it for this week. Matt Ioannidis is coming up. We try to be a little bit quicker than normal. Jack's got to get to a big wig meeting here at Not For Long Media that I have him late to. But again, thank you to our team at Not For Long. Thank you for Matt Ioannidis joining us, and thank you for our friends over at Wealth Advisory Services, wealthadvisoryservices.com. If you don't know them, guys, check them out. Mia Michi, the best Italian food in the Charlotte area. Fudge Kitchen, the original Fudge Kitchen, celebrating over 50 years of family business. FudgeKitchens.com. Som Sleep, promo code Colin to get better sleep, guys. It's what it's all about, man. Nothing better than getting those good Z's. Promo code Colin, get Som Sleep. SeatGeek, promo code Colin Thompson. And then our friends over at Actions Over Words, check them out, guys, where they donate a part of their proceeds to a charity of their choice. Check them out, guys. Actions Over Words, apparel.com. That's Jack. I'm Colin. Enjoy the Matt Ioannidis interview and another awesome week of sports. As Jack said, football just heating up. Golf kind of heating up, cooling down. I just went golf. I don't know why I just said golf. Baseball's heating up. Football's heating up. Basketball's on its way. Hockey's on its way. Golf, yeah. Sometimes
it's always there. Golf is
always there. Premier League heating up. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the Matt Ioannidis.